why are we allocating capital to a business that in its best year generates a return on tangible assets of less than 1%?
You were doing great till you got to return on tangible assets. We love the math that you just described, as long as we are going to get returns on the added capital investment. And we are in businesses, whether it's wind energy in Iowa or whether with Pacific Corp, after we bought it, there were lots of opportunities for capital investment. NV Energy, which we bought, we're looking forward to putting more capital in, because as long as we get treated fairly by the regulators in the states that we operate, we will get appropriate returns on that. And the return is not measured by the cash minus the increased capital investment we're making. It's measured by the operating earnings after depreciation. And there will be times in our businesses where no net investment may be required, but we actually prefer the ones where net in the utility business, where net investment is required, because we like the idea of getting more capital out at reasonable returns. Now, the bet we are making is that regulatory authorities will treat us fairly in the future, and we've got every reason to believe that's true in the jurisdictions in which we operate. And one of the reasons we believe it's true is because we've done so much better than really the great majority of utilities in delivering electricity at lower rates than are charged by most utilities. We have a situation in Iowa, for example, where there is one stockholder-owned competitive utility and some other municipal-owned ones. And if you look at our rates, they are significantly below those of our competitors. In fact, one of our directors has a farm where he buys from two different sources, one being us, and his rate from us is dramatically lower than the one from the cooperative arrangement that exists. So we have a deserved good reputation with the regulators that we're dealing with. We've improved the operations, including safety, incidentally, dramatically from the conditions that existed before we purchased the utilities. That's why they welcome us when we come to new states. And so if we can put more money into useful projects in those states, we've got every reason to believe we will get returns that are appropriate. But if you compute net cash generated from those, you will see nominal or negative figures for a considerable period as we add to our investment and we make those utilities even more useful to the people in those jurisdictions. I think we'll get a fair return. We have somewhat similar situation at the railroad too, but we're very happy about both of those businesses. Charlie?
Yeah, if the numbers you recited came from a declining department store, we would just hate it. But when it comes from a growing utility, we like it because we have such confidence that the reinvested money is going to do exceptionally well. It's just that simple.